Hey, welcome back. This is Clay Nelson at Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour. You know, at the beginning of the show, I was talking about the Arthritis Association, www.arthritis.org. And the Santa Barbara branch telephone number is 805-563-4685. If you want information, boy, there's a gal there that can just give you all the information you want. But one of the things I was reading on the break is that kids get rheumatoid arthritis too, and it's called JRA. And there's approximately 294,000 children under the age of 18 with arthritis. Can you believe that? I mean, absolutely phenomenal. It is one of the most common childhood diseases in the United States. So, boy, you really got to start looking into this. I mean, it's just really phenomenal. So, again, www.arthritis.org, or just call 805-563-4685, which is the Santa Barbara branch of the Arthritis Association, and get the information. Everybody's going to have to deal with it sometime. I'm dealing with it now. It was a surprise. Although out of the meeting yesterday, I found out I'm pretty normal. You know,
you are?
Yeah. When I creak around like I've been creaking around, I got the normal creak around stuff going. So it's pretty cool. You know, like, remember, Susan, I went for a 7-hour ride on my Harley, and I came home.
You can barely get off.
And I got off the motorcycle. I was just going, holy mackerel, I'm rigid. You know, it's like things got stiffened up. Had to go ice pack my entire body before I could. It was ridiculous. But anyway, I was still cute, though, wasn't I?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with my black leather, my helmet, and my gloves. I was really cute, but I was rigid. Okay, we have a caller calling in here. I have no idea what's going on here, but let's communicate. I'm going to listen. So, caller, who are you and what's on your mind?
Well, my name is Karen, and you had mentioned family meetings a little bit ago in your previous section, and I think it might tie into my question, and that is that my children are preteens. I'm talking, 10 years old and 12 years old.
Yes.
And the truth is, I've got nieces and nephews that are way into their teens, and the idea of my own kids getting there terrifies me because I see the way they don't listen to their parents.
Okay.
So my question is what can I do to keep communication open, or is just teenage angst something that comes with the territory? Okay,
so now what I'm going to say to you doesn't come from an expert or a PhD or anything else. It comes from a 64-year-old dad and a year-old mom that we've raised a bunch of kids, and we're doing okay. And one of the things that we learned about and put into our life was what we call family meetings. And family meetings are nothing but meetings where once a family meeting is called by anybody in the family, we do our best to sit down either right then or early evening, and whoever calls the family meeting has the floor, and they can talk about or say anything they want to and not be interrupted by anybody else. And once they're through talking or speaking what their upset is, or saying what they want, or saying what they don't want, or saying what they don't like, whatever it is, okay, once they're done, then other members of the family get to speak to the issue. Now, I got to tell you, I know this might be hard for you to believe, but Susan and I every once in a while have an argument, I mean, it's rare, but every once...
Me and my husband never fight.
Yeah, and it's rare. But, we've never hidden our arguments from the kids. We've told the kids from the get-go, it's not their fault. We're not getting a divorce. We're not going anywhere. So if you want to listen to how this turns out, just you can either have a seat or you can go outside and play. And they took front row center every time. They wanted to know who was going to win. All right? So out of that came, though, is that you can have, anytime you want, something that you need to say, and say it and be heard. So and that's the key.
And it's really about setting that stage as early as possible. Is that right?
Yes.
Not wait until they're teenagers and say, okay, we're going to have family meetings now.
Yes. Yeah. Now, the second part, which is equally as important. So you have the family meeting. You agree that you're going to meet. You set up the time, and the person with the upset gets the floor, has the mic, however you want to speak that, and they're not interrupted. They can go for as long as they want to go. They can cry. They can scream, yell, do whatever they want to, have a bathroom break, whatever. They actually have the floor, and you actually effectively listen. Now, once that's done, all right, is instead of you as a parent telling the child what to do or how it's going to be or whatever, you have to be the question. You have to say, okay, now, if you were in my shoes, what would you do?
Okay.
if you were mom or if you were dad or if you were your brother, what do you think should be done? Now, one of the things you have to be careful with is usually kids will be pretty stern in telling other people in the family what to do or what the payment has to be or whatever. Kids are pretty rough on other kids, okay? So you got to make sure that you kind of facilitate, not mediate, but facilitate, a resolve to an issue that doesn't put somebody locked in a closet for the next 12 years. You know what I mean? So,
that's what I was just thinking about.
Yeah. So, but the idea is to make sure whoever's got the upset has the floor and can speak and be heard. And you don't leave the family meeting until there's an agreed resolve. And
that speak and be heard includes the parent's right to be spoken.
Yeah, yes, everybody gets a say. Now, as a parent, I got to tell you, there are some times when you just want to, scream and yell and everything else. You got to kind of temper your impatience and, my God, when are you going to get it? Because it's all about them discovering who they're being and what it costs the family, not just them.
Yeah, okay.
You get it?
Yeah, I do.
Can you hear that?
All right.
It's an art.
I think I'm probably going to have plenty of practice.
Yeah, but that's it.
Just practice, practice.
And I request, too, that, your aunts and uncles or whatever it is, the children that you're watching, that you share this tool with them, okay?
Okay, I will.
Yeah, good.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for
Karen.
calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, now, where were we before we got off? We have another email? You got, do we have any?
We got a lot of quotes.
Yeah, what about that? Do we have any quotes from Mr. Unknown? I love Mr. Unknown.
Well, let's see.
Or maybe it's
how about Indian proverb?
Whoa.
Listen, or thy tongue will keep thee deaf. Oh, here's an unknown.
Wait a minute, wait. Listen, or thy tongue will keep thee
if you
deaf.
talk all the time and
you
you
sure
don't.
That's not a Mennonite or something? It's not an Indian, is it? Anyway.
Well, that's what it says.
Okay,
so,
all right, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a couple of unknowns. 3, 4. Wow.
Mr. Unknown is busy?
Yeah. Home is where you can say anything you like because nobody listens to you anyway.
Is that true in our house? I don't know about that.
Another one from Mr. Unknown. My wife says I never listen to her. At least I think that's what she said.
Oh, Jesus. That's really good.
I like that one.
That's great. Of course, I couldn't identify with that. No.
Another one is one of the hardest things to do in life is to listen without intent to reply.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, now, how much time you got before you have to go on a break? Do I have 2-3 minutes? Okay, good. Now listen to what I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, okay? The biggest problem I have in communicating with the people I love the most is I only hear the start of the conversation because the rest of the time I'm developing my retort. I'm developing what I'm going to say back instead of
You
really...
do that?
Yeah. And I'm getting better as I'm getting older because I'm losing my hearing. Now, so it's all about...
Well, okay.
Yeah, no, but it's all about, you have to understand, to really completely listen, you just have to be there, not defend, not judge. Your job is to just get what they're saying. How can you contribute to someone if you can't hear not only what they say, but how they feel about what they say? Pretty cool, huh?
Very cool.
Wow. Okay, we got to go on another break. You're listening to Clay and Susan Nelson on the Clay and Susan Nelson Life Balance Hour. Ooh, that's the first time I said it that way.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, scary.
Whoa, yeah.
Scary.
And when we get back, Susan's going to open up the next segment. We're going to rock and roll.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
right.
quiet and listen to it. You're listening to Clay and Susan on the KZSB AM 1290 in Santa Barbara. Come on back.